everyone, Janine here from the Book Publishing Academy. I am super excited to get started with another episode of the Book Publishing Academy podcast. Today we have Cristina Ronquillo on our podcast today. I'm super excited because she is one of the authors of our Voices That Inspire anthology. She's going to be sharing more about her story, her journey to becoming an author, and we'll get some more insight on her on what we can expect moving forward. So thank you so much, Christina, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I'm
So
excited.
let's just dive right in. Who is Christina? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, Christina is a mom of six. I am 41, I think. 41. um, to tell you the truth, I'm barely finding myself. I do a lot of background acting now, writing songs, just talking about Jesus. I mean, that's my thing. I'm all into God. I lost my way for a long time, and I think that finding myself was really turning to God. And I think that's kind of who I am. So if somebody asks me, who are you? I'm going to say I'm a Jesus lover and I'm a mother.
I
uh,
I can resonate with that. I feel like I was lost for such a long time, and then this year finally, when my faith got deeper with God, it's like I finally truly know who I am, what I stand for, what I don't stand for, and all of the good stuff that comes with
yes,
it. Yeah.
exactly.
So, what inspired you to share your story for this anthology, and how did you know it was the right time to speak out?
So I started sharing my story because I actually was working at Verizon and I met a girl there and she was going through domestic abuse and she kind of knew bits and pieces of like how I had lost my daughter. So I shared my story with her, and her mom came in one day because she stopped working there. And her mom came in one day and she was like, "Thank you so much." And I'm like, "For what? Like, what did I do?" And she's like, "You told my daughter everything, and she left her abuser and the daughter came and talked to me. And after that, I was like, oh, wow, like my voice was being heard, like somebody heard me.
Mhm.
And I think for me, that made me want to share to other people because you just never really know what somebody's going on behind closed doors. You don't know what their day is like. And I think for me, like just seeing that she heard it and it changed even one person's life, that made a difference. That like really hit me. I mean, I came home and cried for a week straight. I prayed for her because it was like, Lord, like you used me and my voice to help somebody. And that changed me. That really changed me.
Hmm. And I always say, like, sometimes we don't know. We look at people and we're like, they have it all put together. But then when you really get to know them, you're like, oh my God, they went through some stuff just like I did. And I do think that God has us go through certain things just so we can share our story and then help other people. Like I really do feel like that's a part of why we're on earth doing what we do and going through what we go through.
Exactly. Yes, I definitely agree.
Awesome. Well, anthologies bring together different voices. What do you hope readers will take away from your chapter in particular?
I think from my chapter in particular is just mothers who have lost their children, especially whether it's domestic violence. I think for me, I know, I mean, for a lot of mothers that I know, it's hard to forgive abusers. It's hard to not want to wish them bad and for me, I just hope they take away like forgiveness isn't just about them, it's for you too. It's to just really say, you know what, I forgive myself for the parts that I had to play in it, the decisions I made, and I forgive them because maybe they didn't know better. I mean, even if they did know better, it's maybe they weren't taught better. Maybe they went through something in their childhood that caused them to be who they are today. And sometimes we have to show grace for that because it's like, I know as a mother, I did things that I was raised in, and I see it now, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Let me change that. And how can I better be a better parent and better my child. So I hope they take that away. It's just showing grace and forgiveness, not just for them, but for yourself as well.
Mm, that's a good one because forgiveness is hard. I barely learned or, yeah, got through the forgiveness thing because you go through this feeling of revenge. I want revenge on my
Yes.
abuser, right? Oh, but God humbles you. He really does. You know, and I'll share a quick story. One time I met this girl. I was driving Lyft and I picked her up, and I don't know how we got into the conversation of domestic violence, but she shared with me that her abuser passed away. He had a run-in with the police and they shot and killed him. And when she was in the relationship with him, it was pretty severe. She was in the hospital and ICU because of the abuse that he did towards her. And she told me, she's like, when he passed away, I forgave him. And she's like, because at that point, he's either in heaven or in hell, one of the two, right? She's like, but
Mm,
that's for God to decipher. She's like, but how do I look living the rest of my life holding a grudge and being upset with someone that's not even here anymore? They're in the spirit
yes.
form. And when she said that to me, it like clicked of like we're all spirits living this life, right? And how horrible is it that we hold on to that? We hold on to it.
Oh, yeah.
Refuse to forgive people and they're just going through an experience just like we are. And it's definitely an eye opener. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a hard time forgiving. I really did. And I was in that revenge, like, oh no, he's gonna pay, And I just finally got to a point like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Why are you so angry? And I felt like that anger was I was putting it onto other people. I was putting it onto my kids. I was putting it on to everybody. Like I was just always angry all the time. I would see my kids, and as much as I love them, I saw their abuser. And that, like, I had to really transform it and say, like, how can I be better? How can I look at my kids and see like what a beautiful blessing they are? What a beautiful blessing their father is for them, because he was a part of bringing them into this world, and I had to be thankful for that. And when I learned to change my perspective and change my mind and change the way I saw things, that's what made a difference.
Yeah.
And I just really had to learn to show grace and forgiveness. And once I did that, I feel like my life just transformed overnight. I was like, what is going on here, Jesus?
You
But
start to feel a peace within you. You
yeah, and I really felt like after that, doors started opening. Once I started doing the forgiving, the healing, and sharing my story, I felt like so many doors that I never thought would open in my life started opening. And it was like, okay, Lord, I see you. I see what you're doing here. And it's like you have to get yourself right first and get right with everybody else. And it's like just open wins after that.
It's true. And what I learned is that forgiveness is not having boundaries. You still have boundaries with people. You still can say no. You still
Yeah.
can say that doesn't align with me. I won't hang out with you, but you can still forgive them. And it's just so freeing. It's so much joy. I love it.
Yes.
What was the most challenging part about putting your story into words?
I think for me, there's a caveat to it. You have the good parts of it because somebody hears your voice, um, but you also have the bad parts of it because there's the people who judge you, the people who want to talk bad or say, "Well, I know that person, and they would never." Um, so I think there is a caveat to it, but I think at the end of the day, it's how do I don't know how to say it. I think it's just really of doing what's right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And that's how I see things.
Do you think that writing your story that there was a moment of like breakthrough or healing for you from doing that?
I think for me there was. I mean, I had written since my daughter passed away, I always kept journals. I mean, every day, like I have loads of books of just prayers that I would write every day. And I think there was a healing place for me when I started writing a piece of it. Um, I grabbed one of my journals and I just so happened to open up to one page and I looked at it and I thought, God, you answered that prayer. And that alone, I felt like brought me so much peace and healing. I I think it was just one of those moments of like, you hear me, Lord, you're really listening to me. And that made a difference too.
I do think that God is with us all the time, so He's always listening. Even though through those moments where we're like, "I'm going through this. How could you put me through this?" Right? But He's with you that whole time for a bigger purpose. So quick question, because we are doing an anthology book, so it is multiple authors coming together, each writing a chapter, and we and us in particular, we have a group chat, so we all kind of talk in there, communicate. How has your experience been with this anthology and having that support and that community of authors?
I actually enjoy it. I actually started following one of the guys that's in our thing, and I love hearing his podcast. I love seeing the things he does. I'm a military mom, and I saw that he did military things, and my dad was in the military, so for me that just like kind of really resonated with me. So I love it. I love the support. I love seeing the other people tell their stories or like catching bits and pieces that's posted. I'm like, oh, wow. And it just really changes your mind and your perspective on things, especially like when everybody's story is so different. You learn so much. And especially if you haven't gone through something that maybe they've been through and they're writing something and you read a piece of it, it's like, oh, I never thought about it like that. And I think that just helps a lot.
So you're actually talking about Mr. Whiskey. He's in the military. He has his podcast, A Couple of Nukes. So I'm going to connect with you guys because maybe you can be on his podcast and share your insight on how you were.
Sorry, you cut out.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna connect you two because maybe you guys can connect and be on his podcast of how everything involving the military and all of that stuff, and also his topics are very mental health focused. So I think there would be some synergy there as well.
Yeah.
What would you say to a reader that's reading your story and can resonate with it?
What would I say to a reader? I think I would say that I hope that they can truly walk away from something feeling peace and feeling different, because I know not everybody is so God fueled or God filled. And I hope that maybe they can see, like, hey, I feel like I really don't believe in God, or I don't resonate with you, but I hope they can read it and then be like, just have a little change of perspective and say, like, oh, wow, I didn't see things that way. And just take that away, because I think that and just the forgiveness, because I think a lot of us hold on to not forgiving people. And I hope that they can see that and be like, wow, that was powerful. Because I think everybody deserves forgiveness, even the roughest of the roughest. I mean, we're all human. We all make mistakes. And I think, like you said earlier, it's not for us to judge. It's not. And we all got to pay the piper one day. So I hope they take that away and learn from that little piece.
Yes, being inspired, even if they're not there and they're not ready yet, they're at least reading it and reading how you were able to do it with your story, because your story is an interesting one. You know what I mean? And if you could do it, they could do it too. So, I hope that they take that away from your story as well when they read it. How has being a part of this book influenced your storytelling? Like, what do you plan to do moving forward? Is there another book, more podcasts? Like, what are you trying to do moving forward?
Well, I have been writing still. Right now, I have two songs that I wrote. Two of them are out on Spotify and Apple. And the first one is really just how God changed my life, and the other one is more of when I was lost, the pain, the anger. I want people to really see the ashes and glory. Like, we go through things and it's really sometimes deep and puts us in a dumpster fire. But I want people to see that. And I think that through music, I think that really that's something that resonates with people, because not everybody likes to sit and read. And I mean, if it's my husband, he's going to be like, okay, let me read 3 pages and put down the book. And I'm like, no, read it. I want him to read it. So I think doing a book with along with music um, is going to be something different. I really want to write a complete this book and then put like little barcodes to resonate with music.
That would be great. Also, audiobooks, because there's a lot of people that, like you said, they don't like to sit down and read, but they'll listen to audiobooks while they're cleaning or while they're,
Yes.
you know what I mean? I do that sometimes. I'll be washing the dishes and I'm like listening to something. So
Yes, that's more his thing. He's more audiobook, and so I think that would be really great. And then I also want to incorporate music. So just having that little scan code to like read the book and then scan it, or kind of resonate with that, I think that would be really neat. So that's my next project.
love it. Well, if you are tuning in or listening, we are having the book launch event for Voices That Inspire Warriors of Hope book. It's going to be on October 4th from 4 to 6 at Testal Mexican Kitchen in Phoenix, Arizona. So if you're local, we would love to have you come out. We're going to have all of the most of the authors will be there. They're going to be reading excerpts from their book. We'll also be eating tacos. So if you want to come down and have some tacos, proceeds of what we make that day will go towards She Thrives Foundation. They are a nonprofit that help women escape domestic violence by providing financial opportunities for them to go back to school and start their careers. So it's going to be a great event. And the stories in this book are just simply amazing, not just of like what they went through, but how they transformed their lives and what they're doing now to speak up and be voices for other people. So we hope to see you there. Christina, what last minute words would you leave our listeners and viewers?
I would say live your lives to the fullest. Be thankful for all the little things. It's the little things that add up to the biggest things. So just be thankful. And when you think things are bad, somebody out there always has it worse. So just be grateful for everything.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Christina, for joining us. I cannot wait to meet you at the book event. And I can't wait to read your second book and listen to the music as well that's attached to it. So thank you so much. Truly appreciate you.
Thank you, Janine, for having me.
And if you're listening, make sure that you subscribe, share with a friend, and we will see you on the next episode of the Book Publishing Academy podcast. Thank you.